Welcome to the back
To the back.
to the back
To the back.
podcast.
I'm Sarah.
Oh, I was gonna say I got it right that time, but I'm Dakota.
You did get it right this time.
FYI, prior to having hit start on the record button, we both, but especially you, have been having a rough morning.
Yeah.
Mentally.
It's just like, guy. Trying not to have a breakdown. I'm just having a really bad body image day and a really bad mental health day. I am PMSing. I injured my neck last week and it is so painful. Like I can't sleep because I'm in so much pain. And, because we live in this wonderful country where healthcare is tied to a job and I'm unemployed right now, we don't have healthcare. So I can't go and have that looked at to see what I did. I mean, I know what I did or what happened is I turned my neck in my bed and then literally screamed out in pain to the point that he came running in. And I couldn't even, Dakota had to do everything for me last Thursday after it happened. And
it's already been neck injuries are like some of the scariest because it's like right next to like your.
I know. I've never had anything. I have had shoulder problems over the years, but nothing like this. And so fixing my hair was very painful today. And of course, it didn't come out the way I wanted it to look. And so it's just like it's a big mess. I am a big mess today.
And if we're talking about messes, no.
No, we're not talking about messes.
We're talking about anime, if you can't tell from her Naruto shirt and my Death Note shirt.
Yeah.
And how much we love it and just things.
Sorry. I just looked out and realized I didn't have my water.
You're dehydrated.
I am dehydrated. No, I mean,
like my
yes,
friend
kinda.
says, hydrate before you dihydrate.
That's
what Jordan says.
You know what that reminds me of?
It's amazing.
No, it reminds me of from 10 Things I Hate About You, which is such a great movie.
I still need to watch that.
I do. But it was when she's like, I think it's Gabrielle Union's character where she says, I know you can be overwhelmed and you can be underwhelmed, but can you ever just be whelmed?
We should do that one day, like ranking top 10 and then talking about it. Like rom-com.
Well, that's in the rom-com category.
But yes, anime is this week's podcast episode. Which I've been wanting to get to forever.
Yeah, it makes me very anxious because I am newer into anime.
Newer, but you, I mean, years.
What
was the first one I showed you?
My Hero, which actually...
Was it My Hero or was it Death Note?
No, it was My Hero.
My Hero. I think that's a good... I think it's
a very good starter one.
A good start for people, especially like if they're... Because you grew up in the 90s, and so that's like Sailor Moon, Cowboy Bebop.
80s and 90s, yes.
But like you just didn't really... I feel like the culture, especially in America, regarding anime wasn't as accepting or as popular.
I mean, I knew what Sailor Moon. I knew of Sailor Moon, but I didn't know what it was.
But I don't think for the mass general audience that wasn't like Americans.
No, for here, for when I was a kid,
it was almost taboo.
What was really popular with Japanese culture was Hello Kitty.
I mean, Pokemon. Don't worry, Pokemon. Was the biggest one.
But I mean, that wasn't something I was into as a kid. Yeah.
Especially, and I think a lot of things. I can't speak to it, but I think those animes were disregarding Sailor Moon. Were specifically, and I say tailored because I don't think any of it should be gendered, but tailored towards boys. Pokemon, the early Dragon Ball, that was boys like this.
I associate anime with how my feelings towards it before starting to watch it, right?
Yeah.
Much like comic books, I feel like comic books when I was growing up in the 80s, and I mean, I was a kid through the 80s, middle school, high school, 90s, right? And I know now there were girls that read comic books. It wasn't, I don't know, for me, the perception was they were for boys, not for girls. And I really wish that I hadn't thought that because after watching all the the DC, the Marvel, these characters, I love them so much. And knowing there's so much more complexity in the actual comics even, it interests me. So I wish that I hadn't thought that. And now also after watching anime for the last few years, I wish maybe I'd have jumped on that sooner.
Yeah.
So.
But so her first one that I showed her was My Hero. we're just gonna kind of talk about like our favorites and just like how if it's like I guess impacted our lives. Also like how we feel about I guess the culture regarding anime.
Yeah, I mean, you can start off with how you got into
well,
it.
that's what I was gonna like. I was gonna start off. There's two. For me, I always say there's two different starting points for me with anime, because I think the first one actually is with Pokemon and Yugioh, which I brought this show and tell Yugioh book. It's not the original that I had, but it's the same book, and it was just like official. It's an official handbook, and it just like has like Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, and it was just like something that I read like when I was in like daycare or something.
Yeah.
But it was like Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I knew how to play Pokemon. I didn't really know Yu-Gi-Oh rules, but I was like I liked the card art and I liked the shows, and I was, like liked watching it. So like that was when I was like 5 and below around, I would say, because it's like during daycare. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember like being like in school and seeing kids like have Pokemon cards.
Probably actually from the age of 4, because you were also, it was, and I know Bakugan's not.
Bakugan,
right?
it's like it was started on Cartoon Network. I don't know if it's considered an anime or not. I think it's definitely inspired if it isn't. For
I
sure.
just know like,
but,
they
that was
all
another
kind of
huge
went
one.
together.
I was
for
huge
you.
into Bakugan. I was huge into Pokemon. I was huge into Yu-Gi-Oh, not Digimon. Sorry, Digimon fans. I get so people get like so mad when I mention that. Like especially like Digimon fans go hardcore. I'll say that nonetheless. Like I'll give you that. But no, I was into like those things, and so I would say it started from there, right? And I never lost it. Like I still had Bakugan posters. I never like was shamed out of liking that.
Right.
But then like as far as watching like more anime besides those like general ones, like those like.
Right.
I don't want to say kid ones because I feel like it shouldn't be aged either. But you know what I mean? Like those animes are geared towards younger kids for the most part.
Yes.
As opposed to like Dragon Ball and like Cowboy Bebop. I'm trying to think what else at that time. Death Note, Hunter x Hunter, Full Metal. Like I wasn't exposed to those until probably around middle school. And then the first ones I watched then was Death Note was the first one I fully watched, and it was like, oh, I love like. It got my love of anime again, and like I really wanted to get more into the culture of anime. And then it was also like Sword Art Online, only the first season. You haven't watched it yet.
Wait, what?
It's SAO Sword Art Online. You've like probably seen stuff of it. I've like mentioned it. I only like the first season. And then Naruto was like the big one that I finally got into. And it actually took me forever to finish. Like that was like an actual like long journey. Like the original Naruto,
Right.
I didn't finish it until like probably 3 years after I actually started it. Like I just kind of like put it on hold, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that was during like a middle school, and that's like when I like really got into anime again, and then like my love was like.
Do you want to tell him how long it took me to figure out how to say Naruto? It took until me watching it.
I can't remember how you say it.
I don't know.
If anybody knows how Michael B. Jordan says Naruto,
the way he
says it weird.
I don't know.
I don't mean to like talk.
I guess I've never seen it.
It's this interview, and he's like, it's those like Wired autocomplete where they go undercover, and he like goes undercover as Michael B. Jordan or whatever responded, and he says Naruto. She's like Shippuden. He said it so weird. I don't understand it. Like I don't want to get onto like that's another thing like. Because I know you have like a problem with that.
I'm just saying it's just funny to me how
did you used to say it?
I don't remember, but it also irritates you how I learned how to say it.
The way she learned it is through
Sakura.
Sakura.
Because she said Naruto.
Yeah,
and like
so
it just helped me. And then
no shame in that.
I mean, and then obviously when we get to like Madara, it's Naruto. You know, like it's very like
Naruto.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I don't know. I really stumbled over that word for so long. I remember us being in Hot Topic and I pointed out and I would stutter.
Did you say Naruto?
No, I wasn't. I don't know what I was. I don't even remember
how
I would say it. But every time you'd get so frustrated with me.
And like that's
like it's not that complicated.
That's something like we're laughing and I just think it's a funny topic, but I do think it kind of touches on the gatekeeping that is like heavily, it's in every community, but I think it's a lot prevalent in anime.
Yeah, it's another reason I was really anxious.
And like
doing
it's
this
like
one.
it's like the gatekeeping with like the big things is like how you pronounce names. If you read the manga before you watch the show,
right?
And like the biggest one is dub or sub. I will say you've only
I've
watched
watched sub.
Dubbed.
I'm sorry, dubbed. Yeah,
because like that's easier for her to consume, and like she doesn't. Also, for someone who like you have ADHD for sure. You can't always be looking at the screen, and so like it's easier for her when she first got into it. It's gonna be easier for her just to not have to read the subtitles, especially to something that she isn't used to yet.
Well,
like
it's
a community, a type of show, you know.
One of the things with ADHD is, I guess because our like the way that our wiring is and our brains, like things sometimes it just processes differently. So there are many times in conversation where I will have to ask somebody to repeat themselves, and I heard it, but my brain, I guess, hasn't caught up. And then they're halfway through repeating what they were saying. I was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, and I remember like when I was younger, how mad my parents would get for be like, well, then why did you have me repeat it? And I didn't realize that was a part of my ADHD. So when I watch shows, I actually do have subtitles on.
Yeah.
Because I can't hear.
I do think eventually you should give like a sub the chance just to see what it's like. Especially like because that's the other thing. I would say my sub versus dub watching is probably 70-30 watching dub. But there are shows I will watch sub. Like I watched One Punch Man originally subbed. I watched Naruto subbed. I've watched some of Demon Slayer subbed. I've watched other more like low key animes subbed that like are shorter. Especially if like I read up on it before that the sub, like the original voice acting, is better, because there are dubs that are like objectively not as good.
Yeah.
But there's also like reverse. Like I don't know if you watched it, but the dub for Dragon Ball is so much better in my opinion, and like a lot of people's opinion, than the sub, because the sub uses older grandmas basically, and so like Goku sounds like an old grandma kind of. I think that's what it is. But like my whole thing is like, whatever is easiest for you to consume, as long as you're not disrespecting, I guess, like the creators and whatever, because like obviously they license it out, like they're okay with it. As long as you're not disrespecting anybody and you're enjoying it on the same level, just through different voice actors, I think that's fine.
I mean,
like I think back to like, you know, the Jaden Smith Karate Kid.
Yeah.
I promise he's going somewhere, but like, I remember there's a scene when he first gets there and first gets to China, he turns on SpongeBob and it's in Chinese.
Right.
And I think with that every time, it's like, you have to think there are American shows that are dubbed like voice actors.
Whatever
in other
country
countries.
they happen to be in.
They had a whole Batman Day. Like DC did this like event. Remember, it was like DC showed like the voices of Batman, and it was
in different languages.
In all different languages.
Yeah.
And it was like, as long as like you can enjoy it in your language and what's easier for you, but you're still enjoying the same story, the same characters.
Right.
Who cares?
I don't understand why anybody bothers about what somebody likes. I mean, as long as the thing that you're liking is not harming animals or other people or or yourself, right? Like, why do you care what somebody likes?
Yeah.
And how they consume something? Again, as long as it's not harmful to anybody else, It shouldn't matter. But I guess it does to some people. I mean, I think about it like this. So, when Friends came on, I actually naturally gravitated to it a lot because there was a show before that, Living Single, that a lot of people feels like Friends ripped off.
Definitely
like,
did.
No, it definitely did. I
yeah.
loved Living Single, and I watched both as they were on air, right? And my sister gave me a really hard time about Friends. Like, she would make fun of me for liking it. So when Kelly started liking it, I did give her shit for a bit. Because she gave me so much crap. Had she not given me crap and she just like all of a sudden wanted to get into it, I'd be so excited. Because to me, when you want to share something that I like, that's a love language to me. Like, I get excited and I'm like, hey, like when we watched Game of Thrones, I was like, I just want you to watch it so bad. And
I wanted you to get on anime. So
right. I was really late to Game of Thrones. Like, I literally didn't start watching it until the last season was about to air. But like, you just want, when you love something and you love another person, you want to share those things with them. So yeah, I gave her crap for a little bit, but not for long. And then we ended up being able to share a love for that together. So I'll just never understand why. I mean, but it's the same thing when dudes are like, oh, if you're wearing like a t-shirt of a band and they're like, oh, you really like them, name blah, 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 blah. Like, why am I getting quizzed on what I like?
Yeah.
Can I just like what I like? You know. Sorry, that was a little bit of a rant, but
No, it's not. I mean, I think it is something that needs to be addressed.
I'm sure there's some girls that are like that too.
What you were saying, what did remind me is like the whole kind of like aspect of, oh, now it's cool to like anime. I do think there is some truth to that. And like when I was younger, I think like for most people when they're younger, like I was like kind of ridiculed a little bit for liking Pokemon and playing with Pokemon cards, or like playing Pokemon on my 3DS, or like all these, even in middle school, when like in like the early 2010s, I still don't think it was as accepted as it is now. Like now it's cool to be like Kakashi, or like Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, that's what the kind of people want to be like. When that was like, if it was 10 years from now or before now, it would be completely different. The script would be flipped.
I was trying to think of something. Sorry.
You're good.
I just yeah, I definitely feel like I was trying to compare it to. I know there's things in my life when people suddenly get on like to a band or something, and I'm like, but they've been great. Like what's your deal?
It's probably how Warriors, like true Warriors fans, felt like when 2016, when like they started winning championships, and like the diehard fans before then. And like all, because like everybody was like, oh, I love Steph Curry, and like, oh, I'm a Warriors fan, like the whole bandwagon, like that's what it is.
Well, I wasn't one of those.
No, I'm not. I mean, I root for the Warriors, but I
guess it depends on who they were playing.
Root for Steph. I didn't root for the Warriors. I didn't call myself a Warriors fan. I call myself a Steph fan.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, like it is, but I think that's kind of like an equivalent to that.
Yeah, I definitely think it is way more acceptable, and even popular to be an anime fan now. And I think a lot of it has things like Meg the Stallion, right?
Yeah.
That you're seeing it cross over into pop culture. And I mean, it's not that she became one all of a sudden, but like to see someone like her that
on a higher platform.
Yeah, on a higher platform, a woman,
a black woman,
incorporate that into her music,
the way she dresses,
and then she cosplay. Yeah. Like I think it does give it more and also for women. Like again, you know, I do think there's a lot of women, probably not your age, but in their like mid 30s and up, that would be like, oh, I don't know.
No, there are still some my age.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, probably. It may just not be their thing. I would tell them you might want to try it.
Yeah, I think to transition, I think we're gonna get into our favorites. But before then, I was gonna ask you, how was it like getting into your first anime, and like how was that?
Like I said, I think My Hero was probably the best to start off with.
Yeah.
Because
especially
it doesn't set very high expectations,
like the MCU and stuff like that.
Yes. Well, so like, what was it? Was it before the pandemic that you started me on My Hero, and then we kind of left it, and then we came back to it in the pandemic, right? My biggest struggle at the beginning of My Hero was all the freaking crying that Midoriya does, right?
Yeah.
Like
I saw a TikTok where they hated they called him the worst antagonist or protagonist.
Okay, no, he's not. No, I mean in the beginning. In the beginning, it's you know, touch and go. It's a lot of crying.
Yeah.
And that's, as someone who is very neurodivergent, I cry very insensitive. I cry very easily. Like, we're going to talk about how many of these animes have made me cry.
Whining is the proper term.
Yeah, I guess that is what it is. But also, let's go back to how it is a struggle. The struggles I've faced when we're watching this, right? The animes or Avatar: The Last Airbender, right?
It's again, I don't know if you want to consider it anime, but
yeah. I'm saying though, that's another thing that you shared with me that I like really fell in love with, and I didn't watch, even though he watched Avatar.
I have watched
all
Avatar
the time growing up.
Ever since I watched it like the first time. I don't think I was born before. I think I was too young to watch it right when it came out, but I watched it when it was
4.
I watched it when it was airing. Like I caught up with it when it was airing.
Yeah.
And since then, I have watched it every year since I've been alive, at least once.
So it's always been on the household, but I never really paid attention until
like I own the DVDs.
He sat me down. Yeah.
The DVDs, not Blu-ray. DVDs.
The point was, because I was not allowed a childhood growing up.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing.
I get very irritated with the kids in this show for being kids, and I'm like, you know, like I've always like, why are they whining? Why are they like? I'm expecting them to act like an adult in adult situations, but these are children.
A lot of the main characters in anime are teenagers.
Right.
Yeah, like around that age.
Well, even like I think when Naruto starts, he's like 12, right?
He's like 12, 14, yeah, around that age.
I don't think he's 14. Like, yeah,
no,
I think he's like 12,
yeah.
maybe
like,
maybe
I don't
13.
even think he gets to. I have to look that up, but I don't even think he gets to by the end of Shippuden like 20s. Like I don't think he gets there yet.
Yeah. So I did the same thing in Walking Dead, honestly, with Carl.
Yeah.
Like that little fucker irritated me for so long. But like I look back and I'm like, he's just being a kid, and he's being a kid in a very traumatic circumstances.
A lot of these animes
which is what
are.
all of them. That's
not all.
Well, you're lying, April, but even then, no. Yeah.
And there's others you just haven't watched.
Yeah. I mean, when I say I'm into it, how many? I made a list because I don't remember. I
mean, I have my anime list on.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I forgot about One Punch. 11.
And you haven't finished all
and
those.
Attack on Titan. I didn't even put that in there. I don't know. I've over a dozen animes, and so yeah, that was the biggest hurdle for me. For a lot of them, is getting past. These are kids. They are going to behave, even though they are being put in very adult situations. You have
Moriarty on there.
I don't have Moriarty, but I mean, I guess we did start it, but you didn't really. I'm reading the manga on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, My Hero was a really, I feel like a very good. One Punch might have been a really good one too to start off with.
I think like these like easable, like consumable, bingeable animes that are like relatable to like superheroes or like other things you like.
But My Hero has so many people in it though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like it's like Naruto where there's just like so many freaking characters. And I guess One Piece too, which is what I'm currently watching.
I've currently basically caught up with One Piece after 11 months. It took me 11
almost
months
a year,
from episode 0 to 1097 it is now. Well, we're on like episode like
170 something, somewhere around there.
We started like a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So yeah, we did My Hero. We went back to it at the pandemic, and it took me probably almost of season 1 to get into it.
Yeah.
And begin because of the whining. That's really all it was.
And I'm glad I didn't start you off with peak anime.
And then hold on, but
no offense to My Hero
hold
fans.
up. But then he switched me to Attack on Titan. And mind you, in the middle of pandemic.
I don't know why I did that.
And also with my husband actively dying.
It was okay. I knew that at the time. Like I knew like kind of what I was doing, but for me, weirdly, watching something so sad when I was going through something equally so sad was like a way to like I guess comfort in my sadness. Like it's that weird like two negatives equal a positive. Like that's almost what I contributed to. But like I should have realized now in hindsight that we work on different processes.
No, it isn't that Attack on Titan is sad. It's hopeless through a lot of it.
She still hasn't got through.
We haven't finished last season.
Yeah, she hasn't started season 4.
You haven't
started season 4?
No, but yeah, but we watched it together. So
I finished it.
Oh, I didn't realize you hadn't gone and finished it.
And I already knew the manga ended, which is different from the anime. But
right. So yeah, we went to Attack on Titan next, and that probably put me off for a little while. And then he went to college.
Yeah.
And then when he came back his freshman year, he's like, "You want to watch Hunter x Hunter?"
Want to watch Hunter x Hunter?
That is an emotional roller coaster.
Is that your favorite anime?
It is.
It's tied with my first favorite anime.
Yeah, it is now. And I tell Dakota this.
I mean, I have Killua.
Yeah, and Gar.
That's
I don't have any
Naruto.
on my side. I have stuff in my room. A lot of it, but I just don't have any in here.
A little Killua on my phone case.
Well, we're recording with my phone, but my what is it? My screen is they're Team 7, right?
Team 7 Naruto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was afraid I got that wrong.
You got it right.
And then I have Team 7 on there.
You have that, yeah.
What is it? It is Naruto. It's hard. I go back and forth.
Naruto's
is it Naruto or Hunter x Hunter?
I think it's because the vast amount of characters, and you're a really big
character. Well, no,
person.
Hunter x Hunter has a lot of characters too.
And also, yeah, fair.
It's the I don't know. It's the intricacy.
Every like story. The story of
very
Naruto.
Intricate.
Like
there's so much backstory.
Yeah, there's a lot of backstory, and it's a good like.
And here's what it. Oh no, here's what it is like. And not that Hunter x Hunter didn't do that. They did that with a few characters where you're like, I hate this fucker. And then you're like, oh my God, I love this person.
Favorite character, one of my favorite characters my favorite character in anime is Gaara. In any fiction is Gaara. But on like my top 5 favorite, maybe fictional characters, definitely anime characters. Spoiler warning for Hunter x Hunter, 3, 2, 1, is Meruem.
Yeah.
And that is like one of the biggest like
story arcs.
Zuko-esque like turnaround flip antagonist to
almost protagonist. Very much like Zuko from
Zuko definitely turned way more at the end. Like
quicker.
Meruem was still kind of like this like neutral figure towards the end, I guess. But like, I mean, I have the pop somewhere. I don't know where it is. But like him and Komugi playing the game, like
right. So I just feel like there's so many times in Hunter x Hunter, right, where I'm like, I hate him so much. Like, he's unredeemable. And
who?
Almost everybody in the Akatsuki.
So you said Hunter x Hunter.
Sorry, I didn't mean Hunter x Hunter. I'm sorry. I meant Naruto. No, not in Hunter x Hunter. There was very few.
Is your favorite Naruto character? It's Naruto. Or is it Itachi?
It might be. It was originally, so when we first started watching, it was Kakashi, right?
And then it was like Shikamaru.
Shikamaru, yeah. Like they are up there in my, and I think
Minato's getting a story, I think, a new show or like a manga or something.
Okay.
Which is cool. Like it's like a new thing.
Yeah.
I saw that.
So I go back and forth on which is my favorite. I think they're tied, and it's just because for different reasons. Like,
for a minute though, Demon Slayer was up there.
Demon Slayer was up there, and a lot of Demon Slayer, the reason
it's the animation.
It's the
beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It's a very beautifully drawn anime, and also because again, with the backstories on our antagonist, like when they didn't do it so much in the last season.
They haven't. The last.
I don't know why they veered from that.
Apparently, this new season is gonna be better, especially because it's like better. What is it adapting from the manga?
It feels like the most recent season's almost like filler, like almost not quite, but I mean, like it was necessary to get to the point where it's at. But it just it felt more like filler because they didn't do the backstory on what are they called again? I forgot.
The demons?
Yeah, the demons. Oh, I don't know why I thought. I'm so tired and hungry.
What are the Demon Slayer demons called? What are those things?
So, but like what
are they called?
What is the main
zombies?
Shut up. What's the main
vampires?
What's the main antagonist again in that?
I almost said Nezuko. You mean Tanjiro?
Tanjiro. No, that's the brother. The antagonist.
I keep messing up antagonist and protagonist.
No, I know Tanjiro and Nezuko.
Michael Jackson.
He does look like Michael Jackson.
What's his name?
I don't remember. Well, you can look up. Well, anyhow.
I just looked up. It's gonna be a Minato one-shot anime. The trailer's out apparently. It's an anime adaptation based on the fourth Hokage's journey. It's coming soon.
Yeah.
I want to know more about Minato.
Yeah, definitely. But the whole point is with Demon Slayer, it's beautiful, and then also like, is that the first? I think that's the first. That's the first one did we watch Demon Slayer before Hunter x Hunter? I can't remember.
Demon Slayer before Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah. I think we might have.
We did.
It's the first anime that made me fucking ugly cry. And it's the scene, when Tanjiro and Nezuko are fighting together with the
Muzan?
Is that who it is?
Hibuchi?
Anyhow,
I forget it. I'm butchering the name.
They're fighting these demons.
Yes, Muzan.
Yeah. Yes, they're fighting these demons, and Hibuchi. It's the bond between Nezuko and Tanjiro that aided in the crying, and then also seeing the backstory of this demon.
One that made you cry. I remember
like
that.
Ugly
season
cry.
One, that's the thing. I think season 1 is still the best season of Demon Slayer.
I thought you were like the Entertainment District.
Oh,
Is that before Set Your Heart Ablaze? Is that the same arc?
It's like the Set Your Heart Ablaze is like it was season 1, then it was Set Your Heart Ablaze, and then it's like Entertainment District, which is season 2.
Right.
So like technically, like the train arc is like something separate, which like there's a show and a movie. It's complicated.
Yeah.
But I do think Demon Slayer season 1, I did like the ending of season 2 though. Really.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I don't know. I go back and forth.
That was the first time I ugly cried on one, and then we watched Hunter x Hunter, and I'm ugly crying over an ant.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
no context.
No context. I'm just ugly crying over an ant. And then what did we watch after that? Oh, Death Note.
Which you still haven't finished.
I still haven't finished that.
a not spoiler warning. She stopped after a certain character went away from the show.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
The important part.
Which I think is where the certain thing
should have ended
maybe
there.
Stopped.
Yeah.
Maybe stopped.
I haven't even finished it, but I would say it feels weird that they went on after that, right? I watched like an episode after, and I was like, this is weird.
You should eventually watch the end of it, because it's not a horrible ending. It's like, it's still good. It's just, I would have preferred it a separate way.
And then I think we watched Jujutsu Kaisen next.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because it was
we watched One Punch.
No, we did watch One Punch. That's right.
Which, God, season 3 needs to come out this year.
Yeah, I would like to rewatch. I think it's almost
become underrated, and you need to watch Mob Psycho, because I know we watched season 1, but I think
we did not. He keeps thinking we did. We didn't.
It's in your history.
It doesn't mean that I watched all of the season. I think maybe you put on one episode.
You need to watch it, because it's made from the same creator. That's why.
Right. No, I got that from the drawing.
Yeah.
But
it's like same humor.
But yeah, it's that, and then I think next was Jujutsu Kaisen,
which is becoming both of our favorites.
Yeah.
Basically.
Definitely, for sure.
I don't know. I'm still pissed kind of about something that happened in the last season.
I'm hoping that they can
retroact.
I mean, they gave us a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
For at least one of those.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And so, and then I think we went.
Are we missing a big one?
I don't know.
I mean, like, my journey wise, I'm trying to think of it. Oh, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is in my top 3. My top 3 is. I'll just say that now. We don't have to like save the favorites. My top 3 favorite shows are Hunter x Hunter, and these are all tied. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. There's a difference between Full Metal Alchemist and the Brotherhood. And One Piece. Now that I've caught up. Like, I love One Piece. Like, so much. But then you've watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which you need to watch again.
I want to rewatch it. Yeah, I don't feel like
you enjoyed it, but I don't feel like I connected to it as much as, especially with like how people and how I talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I do really like it. I mean, look, out of all of the animes that I watch, My Hero is the last. It is my least favorite, but it doesn't mean I still don't like it.
Even more than last thing. I won't be upset you say so, but Your Lie in April, you like that better?
Yeah.
I like Your Lie in April too.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and that's not to say that My Hero is not good. It is good. It's just, I definitely feel like that's more geared to Dr. Stone. I still have to watch season 2.
Yeah. And season 3.
But wait, there's 3 seasons?
Yeah, it's already like it just finished or something. Okay. Yeah, and
I didn't realize that. Yeah. No, I really like that too.
I love what's his name from Dr. Stone?
Oh, Senku.
Yeah,
Senku?
I love
Senku.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really like him. I like that.
The nerdy big brain.
I mean, I think I would tell like women or even guys my age or anybody that's like not really given anime a chance. I'm telling you, these are very complex stories.
That's what it is. Like, when you
there's good character development.
The name anime and you just read like the script or read the manga and like remove this connotation, this preconceived notion that you have about anime, you would enjoy the stories, and it's very similar to the stories you already enjoy in these superhero shows and other shows.
I'm telling you,
mediums.
I hated Itachi. I hated him. I hated him.
The way she ragged on all the Akatsuki members, which some Akatsuki members
yes.
deserve to be ragged on.
I won't rag on the one that you get mad when I say I don't like. You know I don't like Datara.
I love Datara.
I can't stand him. Datara. He's so obnoxious.
My art is an explosion.
Right. I really, really hated Itachi. And
I feel like there's a
no.
The one character you were like full on Danzo. That's the only character.
No, Danzo is horrible. Yeah.
Danzo.
Obito. That was the other one, but we didn't. Obito. See, it's the Naruto. Like I really I know it's like an emphasis on certain syllables.
That's all it is.
Obito.
Yeah, it's faster.
Before we I hated him too. So much.
Oh, cause you we're in full spoiler territory. But you're like, don't tell me it's because of Ren. Don't tell me it's Ren that's why he's mad at Kakashi. And then when he finally does the sacrifice at the end, you started crying, right?
I still don't like Sasuke. He's a baby back bitch. He's a baby back bitch.
I almost wore my Sasuke hoodie. I like Sasuke, but you haven't finished.
I haven't finished Naruto.
The last
technically.
20 episodes, I think, will give you more solace in his redemption.
No, it's not. He's still.
Oh, also none of. I've watched some of Boruto. I don't really care for it. I think you'd actually like Sasuke better in Boruto. Because they kind of flip flop, and I think they make kind of Naruto a shitty dad.
Your entire clan was killed, right? Spoiler. Your entire clan is killed
by your brother, who basically told you to hate you,
right?
But actually, then you find out was doing the utmost for you,
right?
Like the utmost.
But here's my thing. This is my issue with Sasuke,
and
right?
then you find someone else who you love, who's like weirdly connected to you in Naruto, but it's like no. You need to we need to do a rewatch of Naruto because I'm always here for it. And then I think you will like Sasuke a little better. I won't
because here's my issue. He was a whiny ass baby back bitch. Like he literally
don't get me wrong.
Like my life is so hard when Naruto's right there. He's right there with having just as much trauma. And yet Naruto's whole thing is believe it. Like I'm going to do this. This is my ninja way. I'm going to do it. And yes, is Naruto annoying in the beginning? Sure, right?
Me, but yeah,
but he's in the way that he's just a kid. He's just a kid who's trying to prove himself, and he is so loyal. He's so loyal.
We'll agree to disagree, but I will say something. A better best friend for Naruto is my favorite character, Gaara.
Oh, that's for sure.
He's the most OG. He's the most I got your back.
Or even that whole Rock Lee. Anybody else he was friends with was better for him than Sasuke.
They did my man Rock Lee so dirty in Shippuden, man. They should have given more to his story. They kind of threw him away. I'm so upset.
I like Rock Lee, but I like my guy better.
Kakashi.
The way he says Kakashi's name and the fact that he never knows anybody. He never remembers anybody. And then just all around. Listen, so there's so much character development and so many, especially where the Akatsuki is concerned, that you're just like, you just made me hate this guy. Now you're going to make me fall in love with him, you know?
Yeah.
Even, what's his name? The one that worked with,
well, I mean, another one.
Kabuto.
Kabuto?
Right, Kabuto.
You like Kabuto
but remember I hated him so much for so long, and then you're like...
Well, it literally starts with one of the first major missions of Naruto involves my favorite character from Naruto.
Oh, yeah. Behind you.
Zabuza's blade.
Zabuza, yeah.
Zabuza. That's my favorite character, and it's that whole redemption, and at the end, when he tells Naruto to shut up, because he's crying, and he goes and oh my god, I love it so much.
And also Naruto made me cry so much. There's so many deaths that just fucking kill you.
We were in world territory. Rest in peace.
Well, Jiraiya. I mean, I'm just saying Naruto's been out for how long now?
People still haven't watched it. One Piece has been out since the 90s, and I just got caught up to it. Granted, One Piece has 1,000+ episodes and continuing. But,
Yeah. And so here's another thing that's interesting to me. A lot of my favorite characters, right, are the very unaffected but affected characters. Outwardly, they act unaffected. Itachi, Kakashi, Shikamaru, Killua.
I would also say, actually, the most affected but unaffected character is Gon. Because that boy holds his emotions, and then when he finally just bro,
but I called that. I called that though.
Scary.
I called it. I was like, those ones that act happy all the time, you need to watch out for them. I knew it. I knew it before. Did I expect it to go that far? No, but
I saw I saw the thing on Instagram or something. It was would you rather be this sand person that took Appa from Aang or be the one that killed Kite? I don't know. I don't know if I want Aang coming after me because that boy peace. Snaps when they took Appa.
No,
he said, "Which one of you took Appa?"
Toph going, "You said to put a muzzle on him."
I could no that got young Dakota crying when they took Appa. Oh my god, because that was one of the first times I saw a young me saw an overarching story kind of take place like that because they didn't have Appa for several episodes. Young me was when are they gonna get Appa again? I legitimately thought Appa was dead.
I will say a lot of also the struggle in anime for me is how long arcs are. And I'm
and you don't even watch
and the fights
sometimes.
And the fights go so long. A fight can be 5 episodes long, sometimes 10.
No, yeah.
When they did the what is it in Naruto?
Think about the whole pain arc. Pain's also one of my favorite characters in Naruto.
No, the Naruto when they're doing what is it called? When they're testing. What are they called?
Oh, the tuning exams?
The tuning exams. Like,
well, think about Sasuke's rescue mission.
Oh my god, yeah. Like, it's just,
great.
They're so long, and they are good.
If you want to talk about literally drawn out, which a lot of people go back and forth on whether it's too much and like drawn out. I love it. I like the artistic take on it, but spoiler territory, the Chimera Ant arc and the final battle.
Yeah.
And it's literally the narrator going, little did they know this was the exact right time for the exact right thing, and this is going to take place. And this battle is happening for 2+ episodes, and we're not even the start of it. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm not saying, I mean, it all works out. Like, I understand why, to a degree, I understand why they're that long. I would just say, like, if you're just getting into anime, be warned that, like, a lot of arcs are very, very long. Like,
and that's why I think things like My Hero and like One Punch Man.
Well, One Punch, yeah, like that's very consumptual.
If I didn't hold it such a high regard, I would say Full Metal Alchemist is also a really good. Brotherhood is also a great one.
Yeah, when that one doesn't have super long arcs. I don't feel like
it's only one season, and it's just like this complete story.
Yeah.
And there's like, I don't think there's any filler except for like maybe one episode you can count as filler.
But I'm just saying, it's interesting to me that the characters Kurapika in Hunter x Hunter.
I'm surprised you mentioned Kurapika.
Yeah, no, I love Kurapika, man.
Is that not your favorite anime character?
I don't know.
Because also Killua, I know, is up there.
Yeah, and so is Itachi.
And
Naruto. Naruto's probably the outlier for the ones that are generally my favorite because he is so...
I love Naruto. I don't know. I think I need to rewatch Naruto again, which sounds crazy. But like, I do think my favorite protagonists are either, which you can appreciate more, Luffy. He's one, like as a protagonist, I like Luffy and I like Edward from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Like his bond between him and Al.
I like Alphonse better.
I'm not
Alphonse so sweet.
He's so sweet. Yeah, no, you're wrong.
But there's when I said I didn't connect to it as much, I mean, the ones that I like, I feel have really strong feelings about, like Mustang and
which. I thought you meant Armstrong. Which Armstrong though?
I like both the Armstrongs.
I don't know which one. I go back and forth which Armstrong.
I like the guy better, a little better, just a little bit. But I don't know. I will say
my favorite is either Riza Hawkeye, Scar, or Edward.
I will say the good thing about Full Metal Alchemist is they have really strong female characters, and I like that.
One Piece as well. I think when you get
I do struggle with that with the anime, like there isn't as many strong women. I mean, I get the Sakura's. I really liked her development.
The strongest woman characters in Naruto, in my personal opinion, is either Tsunade.
Tsunade, yeah.
But honestly, more than Tsunade, Tamari, my girl.
Yeah.
What's her name? I'm blanking on her name. She's the leader of the other squad. The one that has the one that was Asuma's girlfriend. Baby, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
She's a really strong woman character. Low-key, Shino, I like a little more than Sakura. Kind of towards the end.
Which one's Shino again?
Shino, it was with Shikamaru and blonde. She's like blonde.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
There's like another one I'm like forgetting. Oh, I gotta look it up. But what's her name? With Pain.
Hinata? Oh, yeah, with the purple hair.
Hinata's
yeah.
Starts with a K, I'm pretty sure.
But that would be my only complaint. But even then, there's a few.
Conan. Yeah, Conan.
And I mean, Demon Slayer has Nezuka.
Kiranai Sensei. Oh my god, I'm so mad. It's all K's.
Yeah.
Anko's pretty good. She's the one like that, which I don't know how you feel about him. Orochimaru, the one that he like first like gave the curse mark to.
Oh yeah. We didn't even talk about my guy Sai.
Sai gets overlooked a lot.
He does, but I like him.
And there's also Grandma Chiyo.
Oh yeah.
The one Sakura.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't even know where we were going with that.
Are you team Akatsuki or team Phantom Troop?
Akatsuki. I know you love the Phantom Troop.
That one arc, bro. I need to see more of Hunter, we need it. We need it so
Didn't
bad.
he say he was going to start writing again?
He did, yeah. I think he started.
So anybody that doesn't know, the creator of Hunter x Hunter is married to the creator of Sailor Moon.
Yeah,
and that's kind of why he stopped.
And also because something, I think he also like has like a disease that's kind of making him hard to finish it
Oh,
right now.
maybe. But I'm just saying, Sailor Moon got so popular that he was like,
like I'm really like I think the Phantom Shoot number 4, I think that is Hisoka, and I wish I isn't it because 4 is a lucky number and he's not my favorite.
Yeah.
But like I wanted like a spider tattoo. I'm gonna get a Gaara love symbol tattoo, not on my forehead.
Also,
but for
I will
sure
warn
somewhere.
you, there's a lot of pervs in anime.
That's another thing I was gonna touch on when you, especially regarding
Hisoka.
not the biggest prevalence of strong women characters.
Yeah.
There is that one part of anime that I don't really like.
Where the women are overdrawn.
Sexualization. Yeah, that's something like it's really hard to get over sometimes.
I'm not even kidding. Like even Hinata, right? Like they have her covered up most of the time, but when they do show, like, where did those boobs come from? Where did they come from, miss? Were you strapping down this entire time? Because I'm confused. Like, why do they all have to have big boobs? It's just also the snot.
Oh, she can't get over that.
It's so gross.
You another one you started that you didn't finish is I'm blanking on it. 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah, I do need to get back to that. I liked that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are like, it's not that great, but whatever. It's like, to me, the animes that maybe aren't like, that aren't up there with like the Attack on Titan and Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
It's like Twilight. Twilight isn't like this like revolutionary novels. They're not at all. Is the writing's kind of lazy, right? But whatever.
Yeah.
But I like it as like it's fluff, but it's really good fluff. And I don't think there's anything wrong with just like having that kind of entertainment where you're having to escape. That's the reason Attack on Titan, I had to go away from it, because I was already living in a very hopeless situation between the pandemic and my husband dying. Actively, like, I didn't need to watch something. It's also why I stopped watching Walking Dead, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, I stopped.
Well, no,
spoiler.
You
3, 2, 1. I stopped after Glenn died.
And I stopped after Carl. And I didn't think that little fucker was going to be the one that... I thought if something happened to Carol, that was going to be, like, the end for me. But I didn't. I need to go back to it eventually. But it's also just the struggle of, like... of just like the hopelessness, and not that you like, I don't know, things like Naruto and Hunter x Hunter, there is at least hope on the horizon. Do a lot of people die? Yes, a lot of people die, but there's still this and I mean, especially with Naruto, the believe it thing, like you just feel that eventually it is going to work out.
Yeah,
and so what?
I could talk about this forever.
Yeah.
But I guess like
I would probably
quickly wrap it up. Quickly, rapid fire.
Yeah, this is just like an intro
into
we'll touch anime.
Back onto this, but
and to let people know, women my age, get into it. It's really good.
Rapid fire. Any anime world that you've seen to live in, what would it be? You had to be transported.
I don't know.
You have to. You're getting they're transporting you right now.
They're transporting me right now. Where would I go?
Where'd you go? Where are you going? Where are you living? Better not be a
Jujutsu Kaisen.
The Shibuya incident?
Yeah, I know.
You're dead.
No, but I like the
You're dead. Jujutsu Kaisen. You're on your phone.
It's really pretty.
Like, oh, I'm here now. Look at all the lights.
Bam. Your
friend just gets swallowed.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I was going to say Demon Slayer, but there's demons.
There's demons.
Yeah. And then I was thinking Naruto, but then also like...
Kind of peaceful.
It is kind of peaceful. It actually would be Naruto. It'd be Naruto.
I'm going Pokemon. No one has any trouble. No, I'm serious. I always
forget that that's an anime.
Pokemon, like, and then you can have pet monsters as friends, and at age 13, your parents go, live life.
Right.
Catch Pokemon. Like,
and your biggest struggle is Team Rocket?
Like, Team Rocket, like, who are, like, low-key kind of cool. Like, no, they're not Pokemon. All right. If you could have... You can do 2 for these, but best friend. Friend group. You're creating a friend group. You're on Team 7. 2 people. Any anime. And it's not like fighting issues, like, get along with vibes. Who you vibing with?
It'd be Shikamaru.
Shikamaru?
Yeah. And, I feel the pressure for it to be a female.
Diversity? You need diversity.
I need diversity.
Which eventually we'll talk about being black in anime.
Oh, actually, Maki. from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I love her
cool
so much. And you know why I think I love her so much? It's a lot to do with the Naruto. It's that go ahead and fucking underestimate me. Underestimate me and I'm going to fuck you up. That's what I like about
Mine's Gaara and Zoro. Like, some of the best. It's either Gaara and Zoro or it's Gaara. And if I knew I'd be blood related to them, it's Edward. I'd want to be brothers with Edward Elric. Like, so bad.
Oh, if I was going to be blood related to something, it'd probably be Itachi. He's so amazing.
That's such a good answer.
And then I'd also be like, no, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. Like,
all right, and the last one, you could have any anime power. I'm just giving you mine. I want to eat the gum fruit.
Maybe I've seen enough of One Piece.
Gum, let me stretch.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, if I was thinking about it, man, think about the way that, like, they eat in animes. All of them eat so much.
Bro,
like,
the way Luffy eats, oh my God, I'd be like that for the gum fruit. I'd be like, you say something?
God. What is his name? The one from the Heart of Blaze. What does he say?
Oh, Rengoku?
When he's eating?
Tasty.
Tasty. If I could have any power, it'd be Nezuko's. Because she sleeps all the time.
You can't go out into the sun. You are dying in all these situations you answer.
No, I don't know. I don't know whose power. Like,
I'm trying to think of you. Like,
I'm trying to think. I don't, like, a lot of them don't have. Here's the other thing I was thinking about, because
I don't want Saitama's power. I don't
because
want,
I'm in so much pain today because of my neck, and I was thinking about that on the walk. I was like, why can't I be in an anime? They literally almost die.
Yeah.
And then, like, later that day, they're just eating ramen. Everything's cool. They're bandaged up, but everything's cool. Like, oh, actually, Sonatas. Is that how you say it? I don't remember. Because she has, like, the ability to, like, store up all that stuff. She makes her look younger.
Oh, Tsunade?
Tsunade, thank you.
You're missing Hinata and Tsunade.
No, I was. Tsunade, she's so powerful.
Yeah, she's one of the legendary Sannin.
Yeah, and then also still is able to maintain her youth. Yeah. Why would I not want that?
Yeah.
Like,
so, I guess to conclude, if you haven't given anime a chance, you should, because I think you'll like it. And you better believe it.
Yeah, believe it. And I would definitely say, I would definitely say start either, like, One Punch or My Hero.
I think My Hero's a good one.
It is a really good one. And especially if you want to get adjusted to, because there's not a lot of crying in One Punch and whining.
Yeah.
So if you want to get used to most animes, My Hero first, because then you'll get used to the whining that happens.
Yeah. But
I love you. I'm glad that we stuck it through and you allowed the space for me to regulate, because really that's what I needed to do. That's the big thing
the anime does. It helps. It's one of my comfort things to help me, like, get
well,
lost
I think
in
it
these
also
worlds.
shows. Even though, like, I complain about the whining, right? I think it also shows
a
lot. It gives kids that you can be emotional and that's okay.
Yeah.
And the emotions are, and I've always told you that
it's cool
all feelings
these
are valid.
Characters, instead of, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it still is very much Superman, Spider-Man, but, like, I think it's cool that some kids will grow up and, like, their idols won't be Superman, Spider-Man anymore. It's gonna be like Naruto. It's gonna be Yuji Itadori.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean. Like,
I
think that's something cool to see in the future.
Or a Rock Lee.
Who
isn't in Hately.
Yeah, his story is amazing. Yeah, it's a perfect
his story is so good. So I definitely think it gives really good insight for kids and adults, like, to understand that you can have emotions and you can have these issues, but you can still overcome them and live with them. And even, like, Gaara, like, God, I'm sorry, we're gonna just get sidetracked.
I could
but
do
it's
a
really
whole
good
episode about Gaara. Yeah. But anyways, I won't do you like Itachi did his mother.
Okay.
Kill you.
Yeah,
I love you.
That got super dark.
What's the thing Itachi says? I will always love you.
No, he doesn't say that.
To Sasuke, yeah. He's like, I have.
No, I don't think it's like that.
Anything. It's when he touches his thing.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it?
I know he always tell him, like, next time or something. What does he tell him?
Sasuke? It's, oh my God, what is it? He says, "I'm sorry, Sasuke," some other time. That's what I'm talking about. He says, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on it.
It's fine.
Oh, I just found the manga and it was literally in Spanish. What is this?
No, it's fine.
I will love you always. That's what the episode's called.
Always.
I will love you always.
Oh, yeah.
I Will Love You Always, To the Back,
To the Back,
To the Back,
To the Back podcast.
Bye-bye.